Mosca, mosca, Mickey. Mosca, mosca. Mosca, mosca.
So I've decided to pull apart my index because I sold this on eBay, and when I sold it, it was in perfect condition. And the buyer said it had specs inside. I'd like to show you some pictures of the specs. It was pretty bad. I paid for, well, it got returned and I gave him a refund. So I'm going to show you, I took the lenses out and I'm going to show you, that's one of the lenses there. I'm going to clean it out inside and put it back together. And I don't think it's that impossible, to be honest, because I read online that you can't do it, and I don't think that's true. So what I've done, first of all, you need to take the cable out. This is the cable here, okay? So you pull that out, then you take out those 4 screws. See these 4 screws? And you will need I will tell you what you'll need. You'll need a Torx T, hold on, the writing is very small. It's a T5H. I'm not sure if it's an M or a H. T5H or T5M, but I think it's just T5. And then you lift up this piece here, because you need to get this rubber piece off. That's kind of glued onto the lens, but we're not going to glue it back on. Then you undo those, where those 4 screws go, just there, and then you get in, and this is clipped in. And I use a spudger, so this is what I used. I used a spudger. Then I got a blade and I scraped inside the straight edge along the inside of the lens, and I put my spudger in, and with a little bit of effort it popped out. So I'm going to finish pulling it apart. I can't show you pulling it apart because I need both hands, so excuse me. I'm going to finish pulling that off. Then I'm going to give it a really good clean, and I'm going to put it back together, and hopefully that will work, and that will be part 2 of... There's nothing wrong with my lenses, they're perfect. It's just that there was dust in behind them, these black specks of plastic, and I don't know how that happened. I'm very suspect. I'm wondering if the buyer swapped his index for my index. I don't know. Maybe I was a sucker, but next time I'm going to record down the serial numbers before I sell it again. But let's see if I clean it out and whether this fixes the problem. And debunk all the information on the internet that you can't remove the index lenses, because I don't think that's true, because I just proved I did it. Okay guys, I'll let you know how it goes in part 2. So I'm using this microfiber cloth, and normally it's a brand new cloth, and I took it out of the plastic bag and I returned it back to the plastic bag every time I cleaned, but except for this time I'm going to put it back in the plastic bag. I've cleaned every tiny speck that I can see off this lens. So when it goes back in, it's got to go back in so that the bulgy side faces into the headset, okay? And I've cleaned inside the headset, and I've got every tiny speck out of there. So I'm hoping I'll put it back together and we shall see if it's crystal clear, because there were a whole heap of black specks in there. I don't know how they got in there. So I wish I could put it together, but unfortunately I need both hands. I don't have a tripod or whatever, so but it is very easy to remove the lens. All you do is lift it out like you would a Vive or a Vive Pro. I wonder if you can... I'd love to try some Samsung Gear lenses in this, but actually, to be perfectly honest, the index view is pretty good. It's just not, the colours aren't that great. I may end up keeping this headset, I don't know. Anyway, I'll see how I go putting the lens back in, and I've got to take the other one out and clean that as well, so I'll let you know how I go from there. So it's all back together, and guess what? I scratched my lens. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. I don't know why this is blurry. Hold on a sec, guys. I'm not sure if that's blurry or not. Anyway, yeah, I scratched a lens, so I haven't tried it yet. I've cleaned them all out inside, and I'm getting very careless. I'm using a microfine cloth. When you finish with your cloth, put it back in a plastic bag. And then what I did was I put it on the end of that and wrapped it round, and I swiped around inside the lens very carefully. So, but what I did, or what you can do, is get a couple of toothpicks, tie them together, maybe with a lacquer band or something. Put it in your mouth and let it get it wet, and then very carefully you can go inside the lens and just touch each bit of dust, and the dust will stick to the toothpick. That's what I did once, and it worked really well. But now, after having scratched my lens, if this works, I'm going to have to keep my index and sell my Vive Pro, even though the Vive Pro 2 is a better, it looks better, it's better visually, in my opinion. Okay, so I'll test it out and we'll see how we go. But in the future, when you want to remove the lens, what you should do is, when you put your spudger in, where's my spudger? I can't see it. But what you do is you put a very fine blade, nothing that can break. Oh, by the way, I broke the lenses. I separated the lenses. When I was trying to get the lens out, the top lens popped out on its own, and there was a secondary lens inside. So I don't know if I've totally ruined this headset or not. Well, I wouldn't say I've ruined it. I might need new lenses, but let's have a look. And where's my spudger? Oh, hold on a sec, guys. Here's my spudger. What you need to do when you're getting the lens out, you put your spudger in. I would use some hot air too. Not really, 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 really hot, but pretty hot, so the glue is pretty soft. That way you don't have to use a lot of force. Then you put your spudger in. Use a blade like this, some sort of blade, and go along the edges, along here, inside. And then once you've sort of separated the plastic a little bit, then get your spudger in. And what you should do is put your finger there, like that, with the spudger on the other side of your finger, so that it doesn't slip and scratch your lens like I did. So I've learnt my lesson. It's a bit late now, but anyway, I'm going to have a go and see what it looks like, and I'll get back to you. End of part 3, I think. Oh my God, you are not going to believe this. I don't know if you can see. It's absolutely perfect. Even with that scratch, you can't even see, I don't know why, but you cannot see the scratch. Can you see that, guys? I don't know if you can. Hold on, I'll take off this face. Hold on a sec. Let me just take off the face cover thing, and I might be able to get the camera in there a bit better. Can you? Okay, so you can see the scratch through the camera, but you can't see it with the eyes, which is very strange. But as you can see, there are no specks anymore. The black specks are gone. That's the other lens. It is perfect. Wow, I cannot believe this. So you can take the lenses out, and even if they split apart, when you put them back together, they work fine. Even though they're laminated, they're laminated lenses. So, there you go. Wow, I'm blown away. So I guess I'm going to have to keep my index because I don't want two headsets. There's just no point. What's the point of having two headsets? So, I suppose I'm going to have to sell my my Vive Pro 2. I don't think I've got any choice. So I wonder if you can do the mod. You know, put the lenses in from the Gear lens mod. Because now I know the sizes. It's 54 diameter and 47 to the flat. So from the round edge, from the radius edge to the flat, it's 47 mil. And diameter wise, it's 54, yeah. So there you go. You can take the lenses out, but just be more careful than I was. Heat it up a little bit. You know, heat them up with a heat gun and they will pop out, just like in a Vive Pro, guys. Okay, well that's all I'm going to talk about today. I'm sorry if you're crapping on, but you know, I'm a typical Aussie. I like the sound of my own voice. Okay, guys. Well, there you go. That's the good news. So catch you all later. Okay, bye.